All right, hey guys, it's Jessica, and as promised, I was going to come and update you guys on how the meeting went with the estate sale company man, and it went better than expected. So we, I met my husband there. Whenever I had gotten there, my husband went from work to go meet Joe at his house, where I thought that his warehouse was. So I met him over there, and my husband was not in his car waiting for me, so he had already been inside. And when I rang the doorbell, my husband answered the door like if it was his house, so it was really funny. But so beautiful home. I drive up and I'm like, "Ooh, I like this home," but it wasn't like the kind of it wasn't like a new like mansion or anything like that. It was just this cool like older southwestern home on a big piece of property. Well, all I could see was the front of the home when I drove up, and so I went in, and right away I just loved it. He has like, I mean, just imagine like a estate sale company owner, and before that he had owned a museum in Tombstone, Arizona. And so when I walked into his house, right away just filled with really neat, just Western memorabilia, a lot of cool knickknacks and vintage glass and antiques, and his furniture was just really neat, like Western themed furniture, and he had a lot of curio cabinets and just really neat. So we walked in and we sat down on his couches, and he explained to us how he gets all his merchandise. So one of the things that he prides his company in is honesty and integrity, just staying honest in the business. You're dealing with other people's things, and especially it could be a hard situation as far as a loved one passing on. And so he's very respectful of the items that are sold at estate sales. And so what happens is, after usually what estate sales are like full price for a couple days, and they go down to half price, and like the last day could be up to like 75% off. Well, after all the sales are done and there's things left over, they either go back to the family, or he could potentially buy a few items here and there from the family, but he always makes sure that he gets the family's permission, and just a real honest guy. So he explained to us how he gets the items, and then he took us for a tour of his property. Now, when we walked outside, I was just blown away, because it's not a warehouse, or I thought I was just going to walk out into a big storage unit or something. And I walked out, and he has built his own Western like city. It's like a little, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's a Western town. As we're walking, I was like, this is really neat. It was like a museum. And so when you walk outside, he has a saloon. So he took us into a saloon, and there's bar. I mean, it just looks like you walked into an old Western saloon. Next door is a parlor, then there's a library, and so there's all these little shops that he's created. There's gotta be it. I want to count, and I don't know how many rooms there are of different themes and things like that, but it was really something neat. And I even told him at one point, I was like, I feel like I'm in an episode of American Pickers or something. Like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing, because he had so many neat things. I mean, just like the parlor, for example, was probably one of my favorite rooms. So you walk in, it's like the 1950s parlor. He has all the old soda machines. He has all this kind of like fake soda, like banana splits out, and like Italian sodas. He has like authentic 50s like diner style seats. I mean, it was just, I was I was not expecting something like that. So anyways, I told him, as I had mentioned before, I was like, I feel like I'm in an episode of American Pickers. Like, this is neat. And he was like, oh yeah, like Frank and Mike? Yeah, they were here last year. And I was all, really? I'm like total fangirl right now. So he's like, yeah, like my episode is one of the most watched episodes because it has to do with like a Billy the Kid photo. And so he looked up the episode of American Pickers that he's on. And sure enough, he shows us like a clip of him with Frank and Mike from American Pickers. And at this point, I'm just like, okay, this guy is on another level of reselling. So he's like, yeah, they bought, he was telling me they had purchased from him, and how like Mike called them last week, and I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. It was just so neat. I didn't think anything like that, anybody on that scale was in my city. As we're walking through these rooms, he has, some rooms aren't done up, but he has a ton of inventory. So a ton of old stuff in boxes that he just wants to sell. He shows us a garage full. There's like 3 or 4 rooms full. Even in the rooms that are done up, he still has 1 or 2 items that he wants to liquidate and get rid of. And so I'm just so impressed. He's sharing all kinds of stories about some of the items that he's got in, paintings, people he's met, people he's done business with, how he even got into the business, and just an all-around neat experience. We got to meet his wife, and so yeah, he basically, we're going to give it a trial run. So it looks like that he's going to be paying me hourly plus commission. So for example, if he had an item, he didn't want to necessarily do percentage wise, like 50-50 or 75-25, because say I listed an item that was worth $2,000 and someone, and it took me 30 minutes to list. Well, if somebody bought that item, that's like $1,000 worth of 30 minutes worth of work. So that's kind of how he explained that. And I'm totally fine with that. So it looks like I'm going to be getting an hourly rate plus commission, like if everything works out. So what he's going to do now is he's going to put together a couple of boxes of smaller items for me to bring home, then photograph, research, and see how it goes from there. But I'm just really excited. I am so excited. What an opportunity. This is big. This is big for me. This is big for my family. This is exciting. I mean, my husband's excited. And just to know that this little, business that I started, and I started off of like one shelf in an apartment 4 or 5 years ago, could blossom into something as cool as this. Like me meeting a man who's well seasoned in picking, deals with higher end items, higher end antiques. I mean, he owns a original picture of Billy the Kid, and the last one that auctioned off was $2 million. So he knows what he's doing. And the cool thing about it was that he's an older gentleman, and he was just telling me how he couldn't go on forever. There's gonna come a point where he's gonna have to stop doing what he's doing, and he wants to pass on the knowledge to the younger generation. And I'm just so glad that I get to be a part of that. And so he was just really made it seem like he just wanted to teach me. He wants to teach me. He pulled out different pieces and he explained, I don't know, just teaching me about each piece. And he just really seemed like he cared about making sure that I was going to learn. And he even laughed and joked at one point, saying that who knows, that me and my husband might be the ones to take over for him in his business. And yeah, so I don't know. I'm just still in awe of this opportunity, the opportunity that I believe is from the Lord. And so I'm just really, I'm excited but it's like a different excited. It's not even like I'm gonna make a lot of money excited. It's just like I get to like build this relationship. My husband and I get to build this relationship with this amazing man who has tons of knowledge and just endless resources. And yeah, I mean, the things that I was seeing as I was going from room to room, I was just so excited to see his collection of these antique, amazing things because it's it's a rarity when I go to a Goodwill. You know, how often do I find like this amazing piece of history? These dolls, you know, these Native American dolls from like the 1800s and like pottery and Navajo baskets, dolls from the 20s and 30s. I mean, how often do you find a piece like that at a Goodwill? Once in a while, yes, but his there was just thousands of them before my eyes and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. So, you guys, this is just I'm blown away. I'm so excited. I keep saying that over and over, but I just hope it works out. And like I said, even if it doesn't, we still know this man and I don't know, it just seems like he's our friend already, you know? I'm excited. I hope it works out. I hope that he has years and years of work for me to do. And the fact that he's going to pay me hourly as well as commission, I'm stoked. You guys, I think the sky is the limit with this because he literally has years of work for a reseller to do. So I'm stoked. My husband is stoked. And so yeah, so I'm going to get started probably next week. He's going to get some things ready for me to bring back to my place and get busy listing. So right now what I did was I cleaned up my room, right? So I had all these clothes and honestly I'm not a big fan of selling clothes. I like it and it's an awesome niche to get into, but I started off as a teenager selling hard goods, selling toys, you know, dolls, and then I got into vintage kitchen stuff. And so I'm a hard good person. Like I love hard goods. Not that I won't sell, I mean, there's a Lucky Brand shirt back there that's probably going to sell for $15, but honestly, it's this kind of stuff, you know. It's my dolls, it's my toys. Check out this guy, my Santa. It's hard goods. I love hard goods, and so I'm going to try to get through my clothing really fast. I'm going to try to liquidate a little bit. I already sold 2 bags tonight of some just kind of stale inventory. I sold it locally, and I'm just going to get cleaned up. I'm getting cleaned up, going to try to move some things, put a big sale on my eBay store so that I can make room to house some of the smalls that this gentleman is going to give me. So I'm so excited. Hopefully I can do my first video of kind of like my little haul that he gives me. I guess I can't really call it a haul, but yeah, so once he gives me the first 2 boxes, I will go ahead and I will make a video of all the neat things that he has given me to sell for him. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. I just don't even know. This is just really neat, and I could even cry. Like when he was talking to me, I was just like, what a dream come true. Like literally, it might sound so funny to some people, but I love this stuff. And he even told me, he goes, you know why I picked you? Because like he doesn't have anybody selling online for him. And I just met him in a hamburger joint, like, and just started up conversations. And he's like, you know why I picked you? And I was like, why? And he's like, because you said you loved it, like that you loved this stuff. And it's true, like I love this stuff. I love finding treasures. I love learning about the history of a piece. I love researching. I love the reselling community. And I don't know, it's just, I'm so happy. This is so neat, and so we will see. We will see how it works out. You know, who knows? I might get 2 boxes full and it doesn't go very well, but that's okay. I don't care because I'm just excited to even try. And so we shall see. We shall see how this goes. So thank you guys again for tuning in part 2 of my estate sale journey. And so hopefully the next video I have will be, maybe I can show you like the room after I get it nice and cleaned up. All my inventory is on this side, and let me see if I can show you guys that. It's kind of bright. So I'm going to clean up some of my bins and the closet over here, and yeah, just really try to clear out my clothing, because if I do not have to sell clothing, I don't think I'm going to. But it was nice while I did it, and I loved learning about it and stuff. But I really need to make some room for my hard goods, the hard goods that are coming in. So stoked, you guys. I will make sure to make a video of the first box that he gives me, so be looking out for that video probably in the next week or 2. And that is it. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you later. Bye.